Hi everyone, it is me, Skelton, with another vlog chat for you. Oh, I decided to do a different kind of vlog today. I wanted to do something to help people be more productive in their everyday lives, and for every day. I think a lot of people struggle with productivity. I know I do because we get very distracted, and there's a lot of things that we do, a lot of habits we developed over the years that we probably aren't even aware that we're doing them, and I think it's very important to go over some things. I know actually I applied this to myself and I tried to rewrite it to make it more for a general suitable audience, but I tried to make it so that it applied to everyone, and I think it does. So here's some things that I noticed that I do and probably apply to you too that you can stop doing for a more productive life and a better quality of life. So number one, arguing with people online. The internet is full of ways to argue with people. You have your social medias, you have your zippy tubes, your YouTubes and your zippy chats and your Twitters and your forums. Of course, back in my day, we had internet forums and we were just at the dawn of social media. But now we have so many ways to argue with different people, TikTok and Instagram. You won't believe, just read Instagram, full of comments, vicious galore. And you just won't believe how many ways there are to argue with people, to get into problems with people. A Discord server, it's named Discord for a reason. And so what can we do? Stop it. Stop arguing with people online, especially arguments like if you left a comment on YouTube's 8 years ago and someone decides to take it up with you now, be it political or just, your favorite color. Why go back and argue? Now, we all have the tendency to want to be right. I think that's a problem. We want to have the last word. Sometimes it takes more courage and more fortitude to just walk away, just forget it. So I suggest to everyone, turn off your YouTube comments for at least a month or two and see how much your life improves. Don't leave a comment. If you do leave a comment, make it very vague or general, like, how's the weather or something like that. Don't talk about anything you know is going to upset people. Now that brings me to number two, being a provocateur. Now there's some people who are very gifted at this, Nicholas J. Fuentes, Milo Yiannopoulos, and Coulter. But those people have a gift from God. They also have protection from higher levels, so they can get away with doing this. But for the average person, being a provocateur, stirring the pot, whether it be to promote yourself or, get a little controversy going so you can get something going, is really a bad idea. I know from personal experience, when you start to get the death threats and people wishing that you were dead and threatening to behead you, I think that's a sign that maybe this is not the way to go. And I think for me, what I really wrote originally was writing songs that were inappropriate. Sometimes I don't know what's inappropriate and what's not. If you're unsure, ask a friend, ask a neighbor, ask the Lord. If you don't know what's appropriate or not appropriate, because sometimes we just don't know, right? I think it's really a time waster to be a provocateur. It's something we should avoid because it only leads to problems in the end, problems at work, problems in personal relationships, and it really doesn't get you what you think it's not going to really improve your life anyway. So yes, avoid being a provocateur. Number three, too much caffeine. Avoid caffeine altogether. Now, if you're caffeine sensitive like myself, 1 cup of coffee, I'm up all night. And what happens is, yes, caffeine gives us that extra boost of energy, but it's the trade-off because we lose it. And so, yes, for a couple hours you might be more productive, but then you end up having sleep problems and insomnia, and then you miss the next day. So if you want to be consistent, try cutting out the caffeine. Even if you're not caffeine sensitive, try cutting your caffeine down to 1 or 2 cups of coffee a day, one sweet tea a day, because eventually caffeine will cut off your productivity. It will make it so that you can't be consistent. But I myself, I like to work in burst. I get burst of energy, so I can, work that way. But caffeine usually takes the winds out of my sails eventually. So I'm avoiding caffeine as much as possible. Number 4, looking back at the past too much, strolling down memory lane. Now, it's okay to do this every once in a while. I did a lot to make sure that I was in check, make sure I was being true to myself. But if you do it too much, you're going to miss your present, those Kodak moments in the present, where you're going to miss a lot in life, and you're going to miss opportunities. You're going to get stuck in the past. I feel so sorry for all these people that want to relive the 80s and 90s. I see all these Gen Xers and baby boomers going to Madonna concerts. The 80s are over. The 90s are over. Let's live in the present. It's okay to have fond memories, and if you like older things from the past. I know I love the 1950s, and I wasn't even alive in the 1950s. But the difference is, I want the 1950s now. I don't want to go back to the 1950s. I want to be in the present, but with 1950s values. I think that's a little bit different than wanting to relive your glory days. So looking back, but not just that, if you look back at the past too much, oh, I should have done this, oh, I should have done that, oh, I didn't do that, oh, I did this and I regret it. See, if you do that, that's also waste. The past is past. The Bible is very clear on this. Look at Lot's wife. She looked back and she turned into a pillar of salt. So don't look back at the past too much. And that brings me to number 5, escapism, which is related to this. Escapism is your fantasy world where you don't want to face any of your problems. But as soon as you come down out of your head zone and back into reality, you're going to have to face all your problems anyway. They'll still be there. Your unpaid bills, your failed marriage, or whatever you're escaping from. So when you turn to escapism, you're not facing your problems head on, and you're just going to end up prolonging the issues. So you have to nip it in the bud. And remember, folks, that we miss a lot of things by going into escapism mode. We miss the present and the future possibilities and things that are enjoyable now. Live in the now as much as possible. Now, I myself, my personality type, I'm actually prone to live in the now. And when I look back too much, I start getting depressed. It doesn't matter whether it's happy memories or good memories or sad memories. And my escapism doesn't do me any good, because I know that these things will never come to fruition anyway. So I used escapism a lot when I was a teenager. I used to, have my fantasy world of, I'm going to be, famous and a star. I was born to be a star. But look where that got me, And so we all can learn from these things. So I hope that these things are helpful and beneficial to each and every one of you, because I know they are to me. I really have issues with a lot of things, and so those are things. Actually, I made a list of things that I need to work on, but we can all work on these things for a better life, for a more productive life, because that's how you can thrive. So these repeated these patterns that we have in our lives, these thought patterns, we don't realize how much they affect us. We think that they're in the background and they're so small that they don't affect our lives, but they really do. Every little thing you do affects your life. Every little decision you make. People have died by making small little decisions. Going out into the store in the middle of a hurricane. Okay, bad choice. But even, just walking down this way instead of that way means life or death for some people. So I don't want to scare anyone here. I'm just saying that our little things that we do, oh yes, idle hands are the devil's workshop, and it's going to set you up for failure and discontent. And hope deferred makes the heart grow weaker. I can't remember. It's something like that. So I hope everybody, I hope you, we're having in the middle of this gas shortage and everything, and everyone's panicking. I think that we need a little bit of encouragement. So thank y'all for watching, and remember, folks, say a prayer for someone special today, because they might need it. Bye.